Now on Nightside, new video released today shows a new angle of the fatal shooting in Minneapolis. This one taken by the man who fired the bullets. And protests popped up nationwide, but also close to home. We'll show you one in Spokane today.
It is a chilly and icy Friday night, but I'm tracking a warming trend in the forecast, and it kicks off this weekend. I'll let you know how warm it's going to get.
You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Tensions rising in several U.S. cities tonight in response to 2 shootings in 2 cities this week involving immigration agents. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. Leaders in cities across the country are calling for protests to remain calm this weekend. It comes as we are seeing new video of the shooting in Minneapolis by ICE agents that left a woman dead. ABC's Alex Stone has the story tonight.
Tonight, seen for the first time, the perspective of ICE agent Jonathan Ross, moments before he opened fire in Minneapolis. Then the shots were fired. This newly obtained video recorded by Ross himself. You can see his reflection in the window as he held up his cell phone. You can hear Renee Good seconds before she was shot and killed.
It's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
Good's wife, Becca, recording the agent. Ross is seen in his own video walking around the vehicle and then to the front of it. Another agent tells Renee Good to get out of the car and tries to open the car door. Good turns the wheel, reverses a bit, and then as she begins to move forward, Ross, who stays on his feet, opens fire. Vice President J.D. Vance responding to the video on X, saying the reality is that his life was endangered and he fired in self-defense. ABC's Whit Johnson asking Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry about the new video.
He walked away with a hop in his step from the incident. There's another person that's dead. He held on his cell phone. I think that speaks for itself.
And tonight, the FBI is refusing to share evidence with Minnesota officials who are launching their own investigation into the shooting.
I said in Minnesota!
Protests erupting in Minneapolis, crowds sparring with federal agents. Protests also seen in Portland, Oregon, after 2 alleged Venezuelan gang members were shot by Border Patrol agents. Tonight, the 2 are in stable condition. Portland's police chief calling for calm this weekend. In Portland now, the mayor and members of the city council are demanding federal agents leave the city and an ongoing immigration operation be canceled. Like in Minneapolis, the FBI is leading the investigation in Portland. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And just in the last hour or so, protesters forming outside of the hotel ICE agents are staying at in Minnesota. State troopers now being called in to break up that gathering. And the protest not just in Minneapolis today, but across the country, with thousands of people taking to the streets voicing opposition to ICE's presence. And Spokane joining the cities rallying against ICE. A small group of protesters gathered outside of the ICE facility in Spokane, the same place people gathered 6 months ago for a protest that ended with the mayor having to declare a state of emergency.
Across the country, people have been out in protest, out in vigils for Renee Good, in protest of the shootings in Portland, and here in Spokane too, where the community here is just very outraged and really just sick and tired of ICE violence in our communities.
On Wednesday, a vigil for Renee Good was held in Riverfront Park, and tomorrow another protest is planned for 2 p.m. at Clark Park. And amid concerns of federal troops in cities, a bombshell report from the University of Washington. The new report showing the state of Washington is still doing business with the feds on immigration enforcement, even though it's against state law. The report shows immigration agents use a messaging system run by Washington State Patrol to send requests into a national information network. It allowed federal agencies to pull up data about Washington drivers and vehicles from the Department of Licensing. Agents only need to put in a license plate number to run the search. Angelina Godey is the chief author of that report.
From the plate search, then they obtain the name of the registered driver of that vehicle, and they can then either within NLITS itself or in ICE's own databases run that name and see if that person has any kind of immigration record. And if they do, they pull them over.
The DOL and WSP released a joint statement today denying they're breaking state law. It reads, WSP does not own Department of Licensing data, initiate or approve federal queries, or participate in federal civil immigration investigations. Its authority is limited to system administration. As for Border Patrol's access to the data, they say they're reviewing next steps. All right, let's get over to our forecast now. Pretty calm tonight, and earlier we were looking at some of the clouds hanging right above Spokane. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now with a look at this foggy weather tonight.
Yes, they're still there.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a look over the Numerica Veterans Arena, and you can see the fog all along behind it. Looking out that way, that is the Spokane River where we're seeing that fog developing. 28 degrees right now. Wet roads are refreezing, and the fog that's developing around the region also freezing to the roadways in spots. You'll see those sparkly streets, and they are very slick. Here's our visibility. Right now at the airport, we're at a mile, 10 miles at Fairchild Air Force Base. The yellow is the lighter fog. I have these in these bright colors so it's easier to see. Up north of Deer Park, things get really dense, though, in this area between Deer Park and Colville. In that deep red, visibility less than a quarter of a mile, 3-mile visibility in Coeur d'Alene. And it will vary through the night, but will not vary. What will not vary are the icy roads, because we have done a lot of melting around the region. Temperatures today in the 30s and 40s, and right now we are already in the 20s in many locations, including Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and we will be heading down to overnight lows below freezing throughout the region. Expect some fog to start the day and low clouds, and then we'll see some sunshine as we get into the afternoon. That high of 39 is above average. 34 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
High school basketball continues tonight in the Inland Northwest. Conference play beginning for a lot of teams over this whole week in the Greater Spokane League. Central Valley brings the top GSL overall record to Shadle Park tonight. Highlanders looking to avenge last season's 40-point loss. Orland Axton gets the fake out and splashed the triple in traffic to start us off. And now he finds Cameron Wells on the wing. This shot, not quite. Jason Ordhagen gets the board. He goes up, no good. Now Emerson Lippold gets the finish. Timeout, Shadle Park, 7-0 CV run. But here come the Highlanders. Jameer Johnson with a quick firing at the top of the key. He's been so good this year. Perfect triple to get Shadle Park back in this. And now the Highlanders fighting well down the stretch, but the Bears are going to run away with this one in the second half. 71-47 the final. Gonzaga Prep hosting University in a high-stakes matchup. Great Titans defense to open the second half. Eli Rigsby to Quinn Lipke, a dart over to the corner. That three is good. Sam Delegard, sensational. But on the other end, Ryan Carney, lethal from range, extends the Bullpups lead to 7 on this perfect three in reply. Brady Bell is going to fight inside, tough for U-High. Great movement in the paint here. Look at him shifting. The small guard paying off. 2 more for the Titans. Ryan Carney and G-Prep, though, they remain inevitable. His three helps to close out a big Bullpups run. They close out a tight one at Scarpelli Gym, 67-60. And to wrap our night, we had a tight one over at North Central. The Wolfpack beating the Clarkston Bantams 71-66. Dre Torpy and Kendry Gimlin combining for 47 of the Bantams' 66 total points. For next Tuesday's game, Clarkston travels north to Deer Park. North Central going the other way, south to Pullman. We have college basketball updates coming up later in main sports, plus a few new Cougs heading to play for Kirby Moore in the 2026 football team. Derek, back to you.
All right. Jack, thank you so much. Eastern Washington University announced it will be discontinuing its adaptive sport program, which includes its wheelchair basketball team. The team will get to finish out its season, but the coaches and players are frustrated they won't get the chance to find a way to keep the program going. Some of the players have spent most of their lives playing wheelchair basketball, making it to the Division I level, and they're disappointed they won't be able to play out their careers at Eastern.
My biggest concern is the slippery slope that this decision presents. We were told that this decision was made because it will affect the least number of students at the university, which then begs the question, what minority group is going to be targeted next?
Now, the university and the College of Health Sciences blames budget tightening for not being able to keep the program going. Eastern had the only Division I wheelchair basketball team in the Northwest. Well, East Adams Rural Healthcare is looking a little more healthy, while the hospital in Ritzville is no longer at risk of shutting down. And here's a quick look at our sky cam right now. So far, a quiet but foggy night. Chris Crocker will be back with a look at that first alert forecast for you after the break. Don't go away.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by PBR Spokane, January 9th and 10th.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
This year, commit to fit and don't wish for it, work for it at Move Fitness.
Whether you're starting from the beginning or just wanting better results, Move Fitness has what you need to get the job done.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
The New Year clearance event is on now at Walker's, where they're launching the new year with big-time savings up to 70% off. Or receive 0% interest financing until 2031 with no down payment and no minimum purchase.
So you can get that new furniture you've been wanting at New Year clearance prices. Going on now at Walker's.
Decades-old mysteries, shocking twists, killers who hid in plain sight. 4 News Now revisits the darkest moments in Spokane history. Watch the 509's most notorious crimes. Episode streaming now, only on KXLY+.
We are back for another new year. My favorite part is the fight scene where you and Matt fight, and he used the stuntman, I assume, for that.
Actually, he asked me to wear the Kimmel mask.
He did. Oh, did he?
It is a wild card playoff game. You just have to live to fight another day.
All right, not much in the way of snow or rain tonight, but we do have a lot of fog out there tonight, Chris.
Yes, we do, and that is making our roads as slick as if we did have a little bit of fresh snow, because boy, wet roads are refreezing, patchy freezing fog around the area. And what's tricky is you'll go from a dry or a treated road onto an icy one, or sidewalk or parking lot. So watch your step. Warmer weather this weekend. We're going to do the whole freeze thaw thing a couple of times over the weekend. There's some showers north of the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area on Sunday. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Great conditions finally at the ski areas. I'd say finally. There have been some spots that have been already choice, but it was a good week for everyone. Even though our last 24-hour totals aren't especially impressive, they're holding on to what they have, and tomorrow should be a pretty good day, especially in the afternoon. Should get a fair amount of sunshine, get above the fog. Our satellite and radar right now, we do have a system waiting to move in, but high pressure is building and is sending the moisture from the Pacific up and into Canada, and that is going to continue to be the case through the weekend, but we will just see it brush along the Canadian border. Our forecast radar showing, here's 7 o'clock Saturday, dry throughout the day Saturday with some pretty good clearing later in the day. Then that moisture starts coming in. Here is 7 o'clock Sunday. Wouldn't rule out an isolated sprinkle in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but most of any substantial precipitation is going to be well to the north. Here's a look at the forecast rain totals through Sunday, and even in the locations where we most likely will see precipitation, we're talking hundredths of an inch. The odds of anything measurable further to the south are very low. Sprinkle, a flurry, and that is about it. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, the white line is our average high. It's 34. We'll be at 39 tomorrow. Then we are headed all the way up to 47 on Tuesday, and then we start cooling down. It'll melt a lot of snow right around town, but in terms of our mountains, we don't have a lot of wind or rain coming along with this warmer weather, so we should hold on to that mountain snow pretty well. A slight chance of rain on Monday, and it should not amount to much, and then we are dry through the rest of the 7-day forecast. No big powder days coming. Overnight lows will be down just below freezing to just above freezing. So we'll have some days where we might have to watch for that patchy freezing fog or wet roads refreezing. This is a beautiful photo. I love the combination of snow and sun. And Tanya Gilbert said the clouds parted and the sun was shining through the trees with the snow there. Made for a beautiful pick of the night. Tanya, thank you. And back to you, Derek.
All right, that is a great pick, Chris. Thank you. A fire damaged a local Mexican restaurant this morning in the Suncrest area. Firefighters responded to the old El Ranchito restaurant site on Highway 291 near Lakeside Lane. The chief of Stevens County Fire District 1 said the fire started in the kitchen area and the restaurant was closed for renovation, so no one was hurt. The initial call said people were trapped inside, but no one was inside when firefighters arrived on scene. The chief operations officer at East Adams Rural Healthcare in Ritzville says it's no longer at risk of closing. In a previous notice submitted to the state, the hospital wrote it may have to lay off 108 employees if it couldn't resolve its financial situation. COO Dallas Killian says some cost rebates came in from past audits, which helped them financially. It also had increased revenue over the past couple of months. If the hospital were to close, the nearest emergency room for people in Ritzville would have been 45 minutes away. All right, still ahead, a rare sight on Capitol Hill these days. Agreement between some Republicans and Democrats, the two key issues causing the agreement. After the break.
Later tonight on Nightline, eyebrow transplants, the cosmetic procedure that has celebs like Chrissy Teigen raving. But is it worth the price tag? Plus, Swedish dance pop sensation Zara Larsson, what she says about those comparisons to Beyonce.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
You too can get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Attention RV buyers, the National RV Show is happening January 15th to the 19th at the Spokane Convention Center. Shop over 1,000 RVs, all priced to sell with huge discounts. Exclusive show-only pricing available only at the National RV Show. Free admission, manufacturer reps on site stacking additional savings. No payments for 120 days on approved credit. Plus shop like a VIP and receive an additional $1,000 off. Learn more at nationalrvshow.com.
Hurt in a car crash? When you bring your injury case to the advocates, you pay no fee unless we win.
That's right, but that's not all, Ken. They'll have no unanswered questions.
No regrets, no red tape.
No wondering what's happening because we actually talk to our clients.
No phone calls from bill collectors.
No sweet-talking, stonewalling insurance adjusters.
Just the assurance that we'll fight hard for your win.
And no fee until that happens.
Exactly. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
It is a wild card playoff game. You just have to live to fight another day.
Welcome back. On Capitol Hill, some Republicans are joining Democrats in pushing back against President Trump on two big issues, Venezuela and Obamacare. The House now passing a bill to extend Obamacare subsidies, while the Senate moves forward with a proposal to block further military action in Venezuela. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest on both issues.
A group of Republican lawmakers broke from President Trump Thursday, siding with Democrats on two major pieces of legislation. In one key vote, 17 House Republicans joined Democrats to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies for 3 years. Those Obamacare tax credits were a major sticking point during the recent government shutdown. Congress allowed them to expire at the end of last month, a move that's now driving up health insurance premiums for millions of Americans.
Every single one of us, joined by 17 Republicans, have partnered in a bipartisan way to protect the health care of the American people.
The bill now faces an uphill battle in the Senate, but some Republicans say a bipartisan deal is within reach.
I think today's vote sends a message that there is bipartisan support to advance legislation that would address the enhanced premium tax credits with reforms.
Meanwhile, a small group of Senate Republicans joined Democrats yesterday advancing a war powers resolution aimed at blocking President Trump from using military force in Venezuela unless authorized by Congress. The legislation, if ultimately approved, would still need to pass the House and would likely face a veto from the president. On Fox News last night, Trump said the U.S. could be running Venezuela and extracting its oil, possibly for years.
We're taking billions and billions of dollars worth of oil. We're going to be there till we straighten out the country.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says big oil companies are not interested in Venezuela, which could leave the new investments to smaller independent firms. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, President Donald Trump says he wants to put a limit on credit card interest rates. In a Truth Social post Friday, the president said the American public is being ripped off and called for a one-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. Trump wants the cap to take effect on January 20th, marking the one-year anniversary of his return to the White House. The Post did not get into whether the cap would require voluntary participation from credit card companies or be enforced through government action. This is the president's third major social media announcement this week aimed at lowering costs for Americans. The Washington National Opera is reportedly moving its performances out of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. The New York Times reports the opera company is looking to cut ties as soon as possible with the venue, which was recently renamed the Trump Kennedy Center. The move comes after a rough year that's included artist cancellations, some empty seats, and pullback by some donors. In a statement, the opera said it will seek an early termination of its affiliation agreement with the venue. The Washington National Opera has played at the Kennedy Center since 1971. All right, Gonzaga passed its first major test of the WCC schedule last night, Jack.
A strong defense propelled the Zags to their 10th straight win. Head coach Mark Few spoke post-game about that lockdown effort. Listen to his reaction coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It is a wild card playoff game. You just have to live to fight another day.
You guys still do the victory dance after you save someone?
We're doctors. Give us some credit.
Been a long time coming, but we here.
These moments
We cleared 10 cases.
In a week.
are made for celebrating. For the journey.
All that money I spent on dance lessons. What a waste.
And the victory.
This is the NFL Playoffs.
Trust us, we know. The NFL Playoffs on ABC and ESPN.
This new year, plan a day to come out and play at Triple Play, North Idaho's destination for family fun. Suit up for a laser tag showdown. Score big laughs and even bigger prizes in the arcade. And keep the fun going with year-round thrills at Raptor Reef Water Park.
With so much to do under one roof, there's always something new to try.
Come out and play today, Triple Play.
Save more and play more when you stay at Triple Play Resort Hotel and Suites.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Kyle with Bill's Heating, here to take a look at your furnace.
I thought you guys were teamed up with Gonzaga. Where's the basketball player?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. We do have Davis Fogel on standby.
Standby?
Oh, yeah. Whenever one of us needs him, we just shout his name.
What?
Watch.
Whoa, it's like magic.
Actually, he just made me wait around the corner.
Exactly. It's magic.
Call Bill's Heating and AC today.
The professional bull riding competition is in town at Spokane Arena over this weekend, and our Mia Green spent some time with one of the bull riders to give us an inside look of what it takes to master the beast.
I'm comfortable on the back of a bull. Like, there's no more peaceful place on earth than being on the bull for me.
Bull riding only lasts 8 seconds, but the riders face every one of them with grit, skill, focus, and plenty of preparation.
You just focus on your training that you do during the week at home when no one's watching, going to work out, going to run, doing hot yoga and getting flexible and just treating your body like a temple.
Wyatt Rogers grew up in Oklahoma, learning from his father, and knew early on that bull riding was the dream.
Kindergarten, whenever all the kids were saying they want to be a fireman or a police officer, and I always said a bull rider. Like, this was just the ultimate goal, and I think it was always just something that I was willing to chase and just do whatever it took to live out my dream.
And chasing that dream takes year-round prep.
We have to eat right, we have to train right, and just take care of our bodies. We have to recover, do ice baths. There's just a lot more that goes into our sport than what people think.
Bull riding tests everything. When they're in the chute, they have to be ready, but for Rogers, the little things matter.
There's really small details that you just think about whenever you're the last seconds before you nod your head. Mine specifically, if I know a bull has a tendency to go to left, I'm going to say keep my elbow down, and just some mental notes like that.
And it all comes down to the ride itself.
Once you nod your head, it's all reactions. If you're thinking about it, you're on the ground. You didn't have time to actually think about it, and while you're on the bull, it's just kind of a blur and controlled chaos, and you've trained your life for that moment.
And standing this close, you can absolutely feel the power inside the pen, and when that gate swings open, nothing else matters but holding on. Reporting from Spokane, I'm Mia Green, 4 News Now Sports.
Thanks, Mia. Good to get a live animal in the stand-up. The Gonzaga Bulldogs used a late second-half rally to beat the Santa Clara Broncos last night, avenging last season's home loss and adding a quad 2 win to their resume. Gonzaga held Santa Clara to only 7 made threes, their fewest makes, tied for the fewest in almost a month, plus 77 points, their lowest scoring output so far in conference play. Zags head coach Mark Few spoke post-game on how GU used overwhelming defense to stifle one of the better offenses in the WCC.
You know, they're also a really good two-point shooting team, and I thought we really contested those bigger guards. If you remember last year, their big guards really hurt us in the paint. And so you know, I thought it was just a great job by everybody that got in there. Even Izzo gave us some good minutes, and by and large, everybody was in there. It was a hard-fought game, and they're a tough out, very tough out.
Zags next travels to the Washington State Cougars. Tip-off coming next Thursday evening in Pullman. Washington State football welcomed a new batch of recruits today. Defensive end Matthias McClain earned an All-Big Sky nod with Idaho last season, known on the Palouse for this hard-forced fumble against the Cougs. Defensive back Deshaun Frausto-Ramos didn't play last season in Arizona, but was a highly touted high school recruit and played great in 2024 for Stanford. Edge rusher DJ Warner is a top 70 high school prospect, yes, 70 in the country. Last played at SMU, brings a huge raw talent and upside to the D-line. Defensive tackle Balam Miller is a massive man, 6'4", over 300 pounds, choosing the Cougs over Boston College, Memphis, and Colorado State. And wait, basketball highlights, that's right, our first offensive player today, tight end Nathaniel Salmon, comes from New Zealand. He only just started playing football 2 years ago after a professional basketball career. That's right there in the NBL, that's in Australia. But he already attended an NFL rookie camp for the Chargers. Magical run for the #1 Indiana Hoosiers continues tonight as they obliterated the 5th-ranked Oregon Ducks 56-22, winning the Hoosiers the Peach Bowl and putting them in the national championship game. Heisman-winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza threw more touchdown passes than incompletions, accomplishing this feat in back-to-back wins. Only one other playoff game did this ever happen before. That was Tua Tagovailoa against Oklahoma in 2018. Mendoza, a Miami native, returns home to face his hometown team, the 10th seeded Miami Hurricanes, in that national championship game 10 days from today. And I didn't mention this earlier on, Derek, but my dad was at that game, and he told me that it was over 90% from what he looked at, Indiana fans everywhere.
You could tell it was all red, and then there was like one little section of green for those Ducks fans that were there. And how about a tight end from New Zealand who played basketball?
You can't make it up.
Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, actually, we're going to be right here. This summer, the Post Falls community enjoyed a newly renovated Black Bay Park just in time for peak summer conditions. And it turns out it's just as much fun on a snow day. Enjoy a bird's eye view of the snow-covered park and a brand new Air 4 adventure.
Welcome to Black Bay Park.
finally got some snow. We've been waiting for it. So we got lucky, came on out to do some sledding. We had a snow day this morning, so we decided to come down and try it. We've actually never came here before to sled. We live right around the corner, and I grew up coming down here. Perfect day. It snowed perfectly, perfect type of snow, packed down quick and easy. Can't ask for much more. I've hiked all over this thing when I was younger. You know, you can go anywhere. You can go all the way to the end, and then you hiked all the way down for a while. There was a rope swing that they put up on this big old tree out there. That was cool, so you can hike all over back there.
It's only a walk away from our house. Well, in the summer, it's my favorite place to swim, but honestly, I think it's great because you just come 5 minutes out from our neighborhood, and it feels just like you're out in the middle of nowhere. I love all the trees. It's so pretty over here. It's our favorite place to just do family walks and swims, and then during the wintertime like this to go sledding and stuff. It snowed all night last night. It was great watching it, and we were all expecting it to hopefully stick so that we could do sledding today. So yeah, my kids are having a blast.
Tomorrow morning on ABC, look who's back on Good Morning America.
We got Joe Buck here.
And
we're going to talk a little bit of football.
So, are you ready for some Monday morning football and fun? It's Joe Buck tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
This year, commit to fit and don't wish for it, work for it at Move Fitness.
Whether you're starting from the beginning or just wanting better results, Move Fitness has what you need to get the job done.
Did you or someone you know live, work, or enjoy time in Lincoln County, Montana at least 10 years ago? If so, you may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. 1 in 4 screened have developed an asbestos-related disease. Hope is here. The Center for Asbestos-Related Disease, CARD, in Libby, provides free screenings, care, and resources to those impacted by asbestos exposure. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Contact the CARD Clinic, comprehensive care for exposure and disease.
The 30th annual Inland Northwest RV Show is back. The big multi-dealer show at the Spokane Fairgrounds, January 22nd through 25th. Beat the rush and preview units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake and North Spokane. Every RV at R&R RV is show price. Reserve yours before the big multi-dealer show, January 22nd through 25th at the Fairgrounds. R&R RV, your RV superstore in Liberty Lake and North Spokane. Or shop now at rnrrv.com.
Our current extreme team, Parasports in Newman Lake, helping youth and adults with mobility and vision impairment, and we're going to renovate 3,000 square feet for comfort zones. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It's going to be a warmer weekend, heading up to 41 on Sunday. Might see some sunshine each afternoon, but watch out for that freezing fog in the mornings.
All right, well, hot dog eating champ Joey Chestnut is preparing to defend another title. Major League Eating has announced that Chestnut will return to Las Vegas on January 31st for the World Bagel Eating Championship. I think I can get down with this. Chestnut currently holds the belt after eating 15 bagels with cream cheese in 8 minutes at last year's contest. Think about how hard that would be to get down with so much thick.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Especially if they were, those chewy bagels.
The Bagel Eating Championship will be held at Siegel's Bagel Mania, with contestants competing for a belt and $10,000 in prize money. Who's going to take down Joey Chestnut in that?
A lot of variables there. The density of the bagel, the thickness of the cream cheese.
I think I could eat 1 bagel in 8 minutes.
Come on. You could get...
Okay, 2 bagels. But maybe not more than 2. That'd fill me up. I don't know more than that.
All right, thanks for being with us here on Nightside. Hope you all have a great weekend.